We are moving on to topic 6, lesson 1, the early years of Greek civilization. Let's look through the digital notebook quickly. The first page has one question. The second page has the 5 vocab words. Page 3 has 2 questions. Page 4 has a mastery check question. Notice it is yellow highlighted there. Page 5 has 1 mastery check question. Page 6 has 3 questions. Page 7 has 2 mastery check questions. And our final page 8 has 1 mastery check question here, number 5. Notice there are 4 videos this time. There are 8 pages. It is a little bit longer lesson this time. So let's go ahead and get started. The first question we're going to look to answer: the ancient Greek world was spread across which sea? If you're looking at the textbook, you will find this answer on page 221. If you are watching the video or have your Savas e-text open, you will find the answer in this blue highlighted paragraph. Let's go ahead and watch it or listen to this paragraph now.
Lesson 1. The early years of Greek civilization. The ancient Greek world was spread across the coasts and islands of the Mediterranean Sea. Greeks interacted with older societies in Mesopotamia and Egypt and built on the accomplishments of those civilizations. At the same time, the Greeks developed their own unique ways of living. The Greeks made contributions to art, drama, philosophy, and political science. Greek culture helped form Western civilization, the civilization of Europe and the Americas. The Greeks gave us words and concepts such as democracy, geometry, and politics. How did the Greeks come to have so much influence on our world?
All right, again, the question: the ancient Greek world was spread across which sea? You will find that answer in this blue highlighted paragraph. All right, let's go ahead and watch our lesson video. I'm going to make it full screen and turn on closed caption.
Take a look at these 2 topographical maps. A topographical map is a special kind of map that shows the highest and lowest levels of a region. Green colors show lowland, and brown colors show higher ground. The darker the brown, the higher the land. Do you see the difference in the landscape of these 2 regions? The lands in the map on the left seem pretty flat. There's lots of green. The lands in the map on the right are not flat. The land is filled with lots of brown, lots of mountains. The green areas, or lowlands, are between the mountains. The map on the left shows the land of a single ancient kingdom, Egypt. The map on the right shows the peninsula that is the modern country of Greece. Do these maps give you a clue about why Egypt grew to be one large kingdom with a single ruler, while ancient Greece didn't? Consider this. If you were a king and wanted to capture the surrounding region, which type of land would be easier for your army to cross? Flat land, of course. Imagine moving an army over all those mountains in Greece. Think of how difficult it would be to unify and govern this region as a single kingdom. So these mountains are the key to understanding ancient Greece. They separated the fertile lowland areas where people farmed and built cities. At first, each of these cities controlled only the lowland between the mountain ranges. The city and the land it governed is called a city-state. The mountains were like natural walls that helped to protect each city-state from invaders. But the mountains also limited contact among the Greek city-states. It was not easy to ride or walk to the next town and visit. The Greek city-states were not in constant contact with the outside world, or even with one another, so it's easy to see how each city would develop its own customs and form of government. In fact, the city-states developed a variety of governments, from democracies to rule by kings. This is where the polis, or city-state of Athens, was located. If you were a merchant from another part of the world who wanted to trade with the people of Athens, how would you get there? What if you were an enemy and wanted to invade? How would you approach the city? Look at the map again. What other geological feature dominates the area? See all that blue? Greece is surrounded by seas. The Aegean to the east, the Ionian to the west, and the Mediterranean to the south. The seas were the Greeks' superhighways. They allowed the people to trade and learn of other cultures from Persia to Egypt to North Africa. That was a very good thing for Greece. But the seas also allowed enemies such as the Persians and rival city-states a way to get in. So the geography of Greece created the foundations for its history because the mountains that divided the city-states helped create independent communities, while the seas allowed the Greeks contact with the outside world. As you think about ancient Greece, consider this question. How might Greece's geography have shaped the relationship between the Greeks and the outside world?
All right, let's look at page 2 of your digital notebook. These are your vocab words. I am still getting quite a few students turning in their digital notebook without these defined. Please know you will lose 1 point per vocab word if it is not defined in your digital notebook. For instance, this lesson has 5 vocabulary words. If you do not define them in your digital notebook, you lose 5 points. First word. Polis, this is a Greek city-state. Citizen, legal member of a country or city-state. Acropolis, high city in Greek, the upper part of an ancient Greek city where public buildings and the city's defenses were located. Politics, art and practice of government. An aristocracy, hereditary class of rulers, Greek for rule by the best people. Those are your 5 vocab words. Please get them defined and then come on back for the next video and we'll start on page 3.